Okay, so this is going through some of exercise 2C, the first questions there, which are definite integrals. So the first one is integral from 0 to 1 of e to the x over 1 plus e to the x dx. I'm going to do this two different ways. If it goes off the board behind me, can you just let me know once it arrives up there? Okay, so you're given a substitution that x equals log of u. Where does x appear in this question? As a power on e. So it would be really useful if we knew what e to the x was. So this is going to be e to the log of u. What is e to the log of u? And this isn't something new from this chapter, it's something from earlier chapters. It's just u, yeah. E and log are like squaring and square rooting. They're inverse functions. They like cancel each other out. So that is just u. Okay? Then I've got limit. Oh, hang on. What's the next thing I always do, by the way? Over on this side. Yeah, I need to find dx. If I differentiate by x equals line to get dx du, what's the derivative of log of u? 1 over u. Yep. Okay, so we've got that. So that means dx equals 1 over u du. The other thing I've got here is limits. I've got some x numbers, 0 and 1, which are limits which need to be changed to u numbers. How do I get u? I get u by doing e to the x. So here u will be e to the x number. Here u will be e to the x number. Well, what is e to the power of 0? 1. Anything in power of 0 is 1. What is e to the power of 1? E. Yeah, anything in power of 1 is itself. So before we go and do the substitution, we should be doing that first of all. So those of you who tried it, were you able to get that right hand side bit done? Right, okay. This bit here is a new bit for definite integrals. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to start substituting in. So I'm now integrating, now not from 0 to 1 anymore, I'm now integrating from 1 to e, because I'm changing my limits. E to the x is u, so 1 plus e to the x will be 1 plus u, and I'm going to change that dx to be 1 over u du. What will happen at this stage? Only numbers can go straight through integral signs if they're multiplying. Always at this stage, see if you can find something that will cancel. Is there something on the top and something on the bottom that will cancel?
U on the top and the u on the bottom of that.
Yeah, they will cancel. Okay? So what we are left with now is we're integrating 1 over 1 plus u. You should be able to recognise how to do that integral. I think it's one of the things we had a red box for the other day. One, not a new one, one that you should have known previously. You may prefer to write it like this. It's exactly the same thing if you put the u at the beginning, if that makes it any easier for you to see what's going on.
It's like ln u or something?
Something like that.
So u and then u plus c.
Okay, let's try if we can write down the red box rule. The one we had last time, I think, is if we integrated 1 over x plus c, what did we get? Can you remember? Keep talking.
Let's see.
Yeah. Okay. So, what we're going to get here is we're going to get, well, what are we going to get from that black line? Using what we've got here.
u plus 1.
Yep, that's right. So that's what we're going to get when we're going to integrate it. Put it in square brackets, it's a definite integral. Put the limits there. So when I substitute those limits in now, the first time I do it, I'm going to get log of e plus 1. Second time I'm going to do it, I'm going to get log of 1 plus 1. And I'm doing a subtraction between them. So I've got here log of e plus 1. Can't just cancel that log and the e out because there's a plus 1 in the bracket as well. Over here I've got log of 2, so that bracket should have been there. If you've got log of something, take away log of something else. Say log of A, take away log of B. Log of something, take away log of something else. Can you remember the log rule you can use for that?
A divided by B.
Yeah, it's log of A divided by B. Okay, so we can use that here. So my black line, well, I'll leave the first bit there, the e plus 1, and I will divide it by 2. So that is what I'm going to get as the answer to that question. Are we okay with that? I want to show you a different way of doing that same question, using one of the red box rules we came across last week.
Why do you change the limits from 1 0 to E1?
Okay, because if I go back to the beginning, if there's an x with dx written here, these numbers must be x numbers. But as soon as you change it on this line here, with a du here, these numbers must now be u numbers. Okay? So as soon as this changes here to a different letter, those have got to change to what they are equivalently for that letter, which is where you do that table. Okay? So, just going back to the beginning again, can everybody finish with that bit of paper? So if we just go back to the beginning again to this question, this is part A again, where we had this. Can anybody think of something we had last week? If I said you were integrating something, I said always look to see if it's... Can you remember what?
The derivative of 1 plus e to the x is e to the x.
Yeah, so if you're integrating a fraction, sorry, I meant to if you're integrating a fraction with a function on the bottom and the derivative of that function on the top, what did I say the answer will be? Log of the function. Okay? So, here, does this work? Well, in this example here, our function is 1 plus e to the x. What is the derivative of 1 plus e to the x? What do you get when you differentiate 1? Nothing. What do you get when you differentiate e to the x? E to the x. So it does fit this rule up here. The top is the derivative of the bottom. So you can just go straight to this answer over here and say, fine, well in that case the answer is just going to be log of f of x. So there's the answer. And you can just write it down straight away like that. But then compare that answer and the answer we got earlier. This is the answer we got earlier. This is the answer we've got now. Any comments? Okay. This one, well, sorry, I haven't done my substitution yet. Sorry, I ought not to put that plus c on there. I ought to, sorry, still at that point done my substitution. I forgot to do that. Okay. So I'm still using 1 and 0 here because I have not done any substitution this time. I've just used that formula. Okay. So if I do my substitution now, I should be getting the same line as earlier pretty much, or the same result. I will get log of, when I put 1 in here, I will get 1 plus e to the 1. When I put 0 in here, I'll get log of 1 plus e to the 0. This is the same as log of 1 plus e. What is e to the naught? 1. So log of 1 plus 1 is log of 2, and that line there we had earlier on. So if you can spot it fits this rule, you can not, well, there's no need to do it by substitution. You can just say, okay, it fits the rule, there's the answer. Okay.